Hello, folks. Dan here. This is a video that I don't normally make, so we're just gonna wing it. So late last year, I was looking at ways to meaningfully move the ball down the field in terms of my content career. As some of you may know, I started a new job back in October, and it's taken a lot more of my time, and I haven't had as much time to do content creation outside of that. However, I have been busier on the content side when it comes to activations since getting a job. How that makes sense, I don't know. But one of the main things that I wanted to do, instead of like being real fiddly about a video project that I could just like go down into a rabbit hole on for like weeks, and then it's 2 weeks late, and then it shows up on YouTube and it like releases like a wet fart. I wanted to focus on ways that I could better promote myself in the space. One of the things that I wanted to do was a media kit that would be posted on my website, especially in today's social media landscape. Having your own website means that you own your platform, and that is highly important, I think, especially over the next few years. I wanted to also have a media kit, and I remember seeing a video that Zach Busey did covering Big Cheese Kit's media kit. So I went back and looked that up, and so my media kit is highly inspired by Big Cheese Kit's media kit. As you can see, this is done in Canva. It's not my favorite design tool, but it's one that I have become more acquainted with. I'm personally an Affinity fan, and Canva just purchased Affinity recently. So I'm sure some of these tools will be merged in with that client somehow. I don't know how that's going to work, but I digress. I built this media kit to represent myself. It is a 4-pager. On the first page, you have this About Me section, where really I just give a biography and a brief rundown of what I've done during my career. Like, I worked at Planet Destiny, I've done Destiny Digest and Double Down. I'm a Twitch partner. I was a technical editor for the Discord for Dummies book, which is true. And it also highlights some of the charity work that we've done over the past 8 years of me creating on the internet. It also has this photo that my friend Asia took of me at my wedding. I think it's probably one of the most flattering photos of me on the internet. So I decided I'll just plug that one in there. It also has my logo at the top, done by the Dizzies. When we click on this next page, this actually has all of my metrics. So this half is for Twitch. I locked pretty much all of these things down so that I don't accidentally move them. I have this header. It tells you how many follows I have on Twitch, average viewers, minutes watched, and hours streamed. I felt like were important metrics to show people who would possibly sponsor the channel. And I gathered all of those sources from my Twitch dashboard, and I try to update this once a month for the past 3 months. So the past 90 days, I'll be updating this on January 31st. So it is going to be from November 1st to January 31st. These are my metrics. I also wanted to showcase the categories that I played in, from Destiny right here, all the way down to one that I've been playing recently, but not as much, down to Balatro down here in the corner. I included little keys in the corner to designate if I received a code from a publisher or from a gaming studio. I feel like that's important to denote, especially in something professional like this, so that you can show your worth and show that you can work with a company to create for a game. And last year I got Final Shape from Bungie, so it's a good way to disclose that as well. On the right, I have my socials, and I have them pretty much stacked from my most follows down to my least follows. I also included links to my official site, which if we click here, it takes you to. If you also click on the boxes here in the corner, my logo, I made that go to my website as well. On this third page, you see that I have listed all of my partnerships. These aren't linked, and maybe I should do that in the future. But I did link my notable work. So I picked 6 things that I'm proud of that I feel people should take a look at when they look at me as a creator. So I picked a TikTok post that I made back in December in conjunction with GameSite and Bungie. I also took part in a promotional event back in October of last year, and I wrote a 5-page feedback form, which might be too much information, but I wanted to show that that is something that I can offer at the end of an activation. So I included a link to a Google Doc with that document there. I'm an Elgato ambassador, so I included a review for the XLR dock that they released last year, a link to one of my favorite podcast episodes that I ever hosted with Professor Broman. Dude's an inspiration to me. I was super nervous during that podcast, but I feel like it's some of my finest work as a host. I included a link to Discord for Dummies from the Wiley site because I was the technical editor on that. That was pretty fun to do. Shout out to T. Morris. And then this final one. So this is the most recent one. This came out within the last couple of days, where Tiltify spotlighted my community for raising over $25,000 on their platform. So this page links back to all of that work. It shows my partnerships. It shows that I work well with others. For this final page, I included references from people that I worked with over the last year on different activations, and they all wrote really lovely things for me, and incredibly in their debt for that. But I feel like in a professional capacity, it's important to show how you work with others and how the people that you work with reacted to your work as you did it. On the right-hand side, I wrote all of my 2025 goals. You don't have to have this many. I have quite a few, and I feel like that's important to show people because it lets them know that that's what you're aiming for. This entire thing is plug and play. So I can just double click there. This is locked in position. You can see the little lock with the pencil tool in there. If I want to type in 75, I can do that and it stays the same. This is a document that's super easy to edit. It is something that it's taken me like maybe 3 minutes between looking up all the sources and then putting in the right numbers to update every month. It's not as condensed as a 1-pager media kit, but I feel like the 1-pager media kit didn't express enough for me. Another thing that this serves is that I'm going to post this on the internet to show people that I'm updating this monthly. And I think the hope is that this draws other publishers, other gaming companies to take a look at this and be like, okay, well, he played Metaphor ReFantazio. We got a game that's kind of like that. Maybe we can approach him to help promote it. And I feel like I've been somewhat successful in showing my worth by throwing this out there. So what I've done is I've made a highly customizable version of this for you. There's going to be a Canva link for this template down in the description. It's free. You don't need to pay for anything. I made sure that the assets that were used were all completely free. Like I said, I built this to be completely plug and play. So if you wanted to throw a photo into this frame over here on the side, anytime you see one of those frames that has a landscape in the background, you could just drag and drop an image into the background. Where's my photo? There's a photo of me in a Santa hat. So let's go ahead, toss that in there. Yeah, that looks pretty all right. You can change the color in the background here. Go wild with it. These are also frames. So if you're playing games, you can just grab the cover of the last game that you played. Let's say, let's grab Baldur's Gate here, and we could just plug that in and it just works. So yeah, I've tried to make this as easy as possible on you guys. Feel free to go wild and play with this. If you have any questions, there is a notes section here that has my intent on the side, as well as some instruction for how to fill all this in. Something I almost forgot to show you guys is how I export this. So I'm going to go up here to share. And then when I hit download, it gives me the option to download several different things. I often do a PDF standard and then save that to my Google Drive. Why would I do that? So that I can go back and link to it on my website. So if somebody wants to bring it up, they can go ahead and download the full thing at full resolution, and it includes all of the links in the document, which is super helpful for if anybody ever wants to go and find out where you are on socials at a glance. I also go through and grab the PNGs for these so that I can throw them up on socials and pin it at the top of my profile. I feel like that makes it easier for people who are looking to find any information about me or activations. I make sure to include my email there. And when you throw them up as PNGs, look at that. Look at that. Look at that quality. Look at the quality. I'm really hoping that this is helpful to somebody. If you like more content like this, let me know in the comments down below. I really just want this to be something that's helpful that other creators can use to help further their careers. So check out the link in the description. Like and subscribe, I guess, if you want to. Feel free to. Yeah, do that.